4th of July 1998 is American Independence Day, an ideal day to start having independence from America and the control which it, through its multinational corporations, exerts on the world and hopes to exert on the world food supply. I've chosen today to take part in the Genetix Snowball campaign, and I'm taking the responsibility of pulling up and making safe 25 genetically modified plants.
Car pulling up.
Okay, please go out.
When we arrived at the site and we found that the police were actually very close behind us, which we hadn't really expected. We had a police helicopter and a Land Rover was coming towards us, so we had to move very quickly once we got to the site and put on our clothing and then just start pulling up the crops as quickly as we could.
Where's bags? Joe, we need bags.
Basically, I'm asking you, on behalf of the firm that own these crops, to desist from digging them up. You are committing an offence of criminal damage. I'm asking you politely to desist, please. Ladies, sorry, could I have a quick moment of your time over here, please?
And at one point, when the police came over to explain to me that, that I was breaking the law, I just sort of turned around and very calmly said, well, actually, I think you're arresting the wrong people. It's Monsanto that are breaking the law. These crops could cross-pollinate with other plants and other farmers' fields and cause criminal damage to those crops. And the policeman just didn't know how to deal with it. And he went off to talk to his boss, and I think that is largely because I felt calm and safe with the other people.
Come back to you in a minute, no doubt.
Okay, right.
It's a progression in terms of campaigning. I feel like, our strength is in supporting each other, and actually when we're in a real close-knit supporting affinity group, we can achieve almost anything.
Just tell me what you're doing, isn't it?
What we've done is we've come onto the site and we've safely bagged up a certain number of genetically modified crops and put them in bags and sealed them with biohazard tape. And we're going to leave them here for environmental health to collect. We're doing a reasonable and responsible action, and what we're calling for is a 5-year moratorium on the deliberate releases of these foods into the environment, which is exactly what English Nature, the government's own watchdog, is calling for.
So you don't fear facing charges because of what you've done?
I don't fear anything because I'm doing this openly and accountably, and if people want to press charges, well, we'll see. I'm not afraid of the consequences of bagging 25 plants.
Okay, if you could come with us now, please. You're under arrest on suspicion of criminal damage.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think you should arrest Monsanto as well.
Why on earth he should arrest me for taking a reasonable, legitimate course of action because the government has failed, then, what is going on? I've only taken out 28 plants. I wanted to take out 99.
Could you, if you wish to remove this,
will carry on with
then
the job.
carry on now.
I'm sorry about that, but you are under arrest.
Yeah,
if you hear me out.
I've heard you say you're arresting me.
Well, I can't add anything more to what
I think this is so important that I'm willing to risk the possibility of a criminal record and imprisonment. This is so important to me. And the only way that it's possible for me to do that, apart from having that strong desire, is to be part of a group of people who I trust and who support me.
Look at how politics is working at an international level and how decisions are made, and genetics for me is really symbolic of all those things about control and decisions being in the hands of a very small amount of people, very profit-driven people. The action is as much about making more people do it as it was about me taking up crops today. So maybe 6 months down the line I can sit back and say, well, that was a good action. At the moment I feel like it's not over.
Please, just allow our driver to come in.
Would you do it again?
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Definitely.
We'll be doing it again.
That's it, is it?
It's very unnecessary.